I've met the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. I've never seen her before.
Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps. My co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Delighted, of course, as always, to speak to you, and in double quick time, a lot quicker than we thought we'd get to the halfway point. So, Chris, where do you want to start today?
I think the one thing that stood out in episode 5, Dave, more than anything, is the pure desperation of Mark to make this relationship work with Jessica, and also the fact that Jessica has a drinking problem, I think, Dave.
Oh, these two are gold, though, aren't they? I mean, I wasn't sure how this series was going to unfold. And, you know, we know kind of what the Love Island format is, and, you know, we end up with the drama as well as the lovey-dovey bits. I thought this was going to be more lovey-dovey, but I think without those two, say if we had, like, what was it, Kenny and Kelly, if we had a bunch of couples like that, it would just be hugely dull, wouldn't it? But the fact that, you know, you've got Mark and Jessica, for me, they're the entertainment of this series.
Yeah, you know what, though? She's talking to Kelly, and obviously she's pissed and everything, but it was when she was basically saying that Mark's a fucking midget, you know what I mean? He's like vertically challenged. It's just like, he's a great guy. The age thing doesn't matter to me. I tell you what, it really doesn't. But he's just a fixer. And she's like, oh, what do you mean? Well, it's his height, really. And it's just like, I mean, we haven't got a proper picture of how tall everyone is. But Mark must be about 5'5", mustn't he? Something like that. But literally, she was fucking throwing the poor guy under the bus for me.
I mean, that whole bar scene was just brilliant because you can see that. I mean, there is not 1% of doubt in Barnett's mind that he made the right choice. And, you know, him and Amber are just all over each other. And, you know, Jessica's like, I can tell Barnett's confused. Yeah, okay. He's not confused in the slightest, and he's dodged a massive fucking bullet, if you ask me. But, yeah, I mean, she does get absolutely hammered. And I think there's a couple of things. So, again, we put our opinions out there, sometimes, you know, prematurely, and then some of them are right, some of them are wrong. But I said in episode 1, there's something disingenuous about Jessica. And I see it now time and again in each episode. The words that she's speaking are just bollocks a lot of the time. You know, she's saying about she's trying to put down that relationship, and you can see the face on her when Amber, and she probably is being a bit more over Barnett. You know, she's marking her territory essentially, but she's got a face on her, and she's like, oh no, you know, I you know, for me, I wouldn't give up my body and all this, that, and the other. I bet if you were with fucking Barnett, you would. It's just the fucking words are just bollocks. And like you say, that conversation with Kelly, it's all just lies. And I don't know if does she even know that she's lying, or is she trying to convince herself of all this reality?
Yeah, I mean, I, honestly, we are not from the US. And the one thing I would say is in the UK, Love Island, and I go on about it all the time, I've banged this drum so many times. And obviously, this is Love is Blind. But the same thing basically goes across these shows is whether in America, such a big place, there's so many reality shows in America compared to the UK. It's literally, America is really reality heaven more than anything. The UK, you've probably got half a dozen, maybe 2 or 3 absolutely like top of the tree reality stuff. The rest of it is just, you know, I'll watch anything reality and it could be just absolute 2 people in a shed, but it doesn't mean it's a good show. Whereas in America, you've got 100. I subscribe to Hey You. I pay $3.99 a month to actually watch everything on there. The Kardashians early, you know, and you know I've said all this, but what I don't understand is this. She is just in there for the profile, the media career. I know they're all in there for that bit of fame. Tell the friends, I was on this show. And I'd probably be the boring fuckers every time someone comes around like, did I tell you I was on this show? And they'd have to sit there and watch it for the millionth time and stuff. However, you're right. She's totally lying. And what I don't think he's right, and I must admit, it wasn't her that was annoying me. It was Mark in this episode for the simple reason is when she was pissed and she had that face, that sort of like glare where she's looking at him, but her eyes are like, I'm going to go to sleep in a minute. And she was rocking from side to side. And I didn't think he did anything wrong. And he's going, yeah, no, it's not what I said. No. And he's trying to rub behind, I'm from the same page as you. And she's just looking at him like, fuck off, you prick. I don't like you. Now, fuck off and go buy yourself some stilts or something. You know what I mean? She's dying to throw that into you.
Hey, less of the fucking short person jokes, you.
Sorry, Dave. I shouldn't be saying it from my height up here, should I? But anyway.
See you next Tuesday.
So she can see that she's not interested, but he was being an absolute fucking soft ass, letting her get away with an inappropriate sort of flirting with Barnett and nastiness towards everybody, even to him. But he was being such a fucking... Oh, I was going to say something then, Dave. I'm really going to go there. I was really going to say something. I nearly said see you next Tuesday properly, but he's a fucking idiot. And the fact that she was there being totally disrespectful to him, I don't like her anyway. But him, for me, I was like, you're a dick. You're going to settle for anything in this fucking TV show. And obviously he's got to go with Jessica now and all his eggs are in one basket. She doesn't like him one fucking bit. The David Brent bit yesterday, she could see she was, oh my God, he's got boxes on. What the fuck am I going to do? She's calling him out for being too small. She's telling other people she likes Barnett. It's like, the red flags, Dave, should be all over his fucking room. But this idiot is just letting her run roughshod over him. I'm telling you, he's a fucking...
I think you're being a bit harsh on my man Mark there, because I agree he's being an idiot, but there's nothing malicious. I can't hate on someone that is just... That, I don't know about genuine. I'm not quite going to use that word, but, you know... He thinks he's in this relationship and he's just ignoring all of the red flags. I mean, she's not interested in the slightest. I don't know if she is really in it for the fame. I mean, she's a regional manager. She'll be making, well, she tells us, doesn't she? She's making good money. I think she is at that age. What was it, 44? Oh, no, 34 apparently.
No, 44, yeah.
So I think she's probably in there to find someone. So that is the one positive thing. Now, and what I'd say about Mark, when she was sort of going for him, and he said, like, you know, when you're saying that to me, it sounds like a command. Right in that second, I thought, you know what, well done. You know, because I think for me, I'd probably like just stew over it, walk off and let her sleep it off kind of thing. But I thought, no, good on you. You know, you're kind of setting those boundaries as well. You know, you've got to have a bit of respect. But then she just, like a classic fucking drunk, just turned on him. And she's like, I'm commanding you, you know. And she's got those fucking marble eyes googling all over the place, you know. She's just, you can tell, can't you? And I think, to be honest, it's immaturity from Mark more than anything else. I think his heart is in the right place, but he's just getting it wrong, and he's just not seeing the signs. He should have walked off, you know, probably several times leading up to this point now. And it's just getting worse and worse. He's so focused. I've said it time and again. He sees it as a bit of a competition, and so he says it, doesn't he? I'm going to fight for this. Oh, I'm sorry, mate, but sometimes you have to know winning is about when to walk away as well.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Dave. I don't think she's worth the fight at all. I don't think she's a very nice person.
No,
I think Mark and her are odds on that they'll never get married, as much as fucking Carlton's never going to get married to Diamond, Dave. You know, it's absolutely nonsense. I'd be fucking amazed at the end of this if they're together. Absolute ridiculous. And I say, I'm not... he's a good guy. I take on board what you're saying. It's more like, have some fucking self-respect for for yourself. Just tell her to fuck off. You might get more out of her if you fucked off and said, "Oh, I'm not interested. You're just fucking horrible," and you just, you're just being horrible to me, to everyone else, and maybe you'd get the reaction that she wants. I'm not sure. Maybe she wants that. Maybe she needs someone just to be a bit firmer with her and just say, like, you need to stop fucking being a dick. But however, Dave, let's talk about something now. I always gone about me and Sam and everything. Sam is known, Dave, for well, for her temper and her reaction to things. She don't stand any prisoners, and I'm as I've got older and wiser, I will say stuff back to her usually as I'm running out the fucking front door into the car.
Like, yes, dear.
yeah. Or I get brave on a text, Dave, but not within the vicinity of 5 feet or something. But Giannina and Damien, who, like I say, Damien's a boring fucker, had this ridiculous non-argument. I mean, I know you've been in a relationship, you're in a relationship, whatever. We all know what it's like. You can literally go from 0 to 100. You can have the best day ever, and it's like, this is amazing, and you're all together, and you're hugging, cuddling, everything. You've been out, and then one thing can just trigger, and World War III just erupts from no fucking where. This argument they had, and I think Giannina is a little bit sort of immature at times, but I honestly think, I don't know what you think, but I honestly think Damien was just being a bit of a dick to me. I couldn't work out why he was being so moody in that towards. I just didn't. And in the past, he's been right, as much as he's a boring fucker, but genuinely, I couldn't work that out. I mean, I don't know if you could shed some more light on that. I even watched it twice to try and understand what was going on.
Honestly, I was watching that argument unfold and escalate, and I didn't really understand it. Like, normally I can break these things down, but I was just watching it, and they both seemed to argue about arguing almost, or they were talking about not communicating, but they were talking about it, and I was like, what's going on? I mean, I think he made some sort of comment about just enjoying the moment or something, and then for some reason that seemed to trigger her. And then, like I say, I didn't think he was particularly being a dick. I think she was escalating it more. And I don't know. Again, we're just looking at clips, essentially, aren't we? So you don't know if there's something that's happened before that's built up to this moment. But I don't know. They both just got into their trenches, dug in, and rather than just saying, "Look, sorry, sorry you took it that way. Didn't mean it that way. I'm just really enjoying. I'm present right here." Yeah, I'm utterly perplexed. I've got no analysis for you, Chris. I was just watching it and scratching my head, thinking, "What are you arguing about?" Now, if that was Jessica and Mark, there's this underlying tension that she basically thinks he's fucking, a short Yoda. But so you can see at any point she'll just have a go at him. But with this couple, maybe we'll find out more in the next episode as to where that goes, because is that an underlying problem, or is it just one of those things? Now, you basically say, with your build up there, Chris, are you basically saying like Sam is Giannina in this situation?
I'm a fuck, Dave. No. What I mean, what I mean is, what I mean is, I'm the master of seeing when an argument's going to go, or like we all are. You can tell when there's a bit of tension in the air, and you both got to sort of get stuff off your chest or whatever. And I just, like you say, it was a nonsensical thing. 'Cause I'm thinking, have I been looking at my phone here? You're flicking on your phone like you do social media, and I'm thinking, have I missed something? I went back again. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. It looks like they've just threw it in there to fill a bit of time for the episode to get to the 48 minutes or whatever it is. I totally agree. Fucking ridiculous. Now, Dave, Kelly and Kenny, not interested one bit. I think they're going to get married at the end of it. Totally vanilla. I don't know. Too sickly for me. It's almost too cute. I like you say, there's nothing going on. If we had fucking 5 or 6 couples of these two, Jesus Christ, the TV show would be cancelled before it's even started. I mean, I know they've commissioned a second series already, which is brilliant. Finish with them. Barnett and Amber, I can't. I don't know what it is that I don't like Barnett, to be honest. I'm really going here. I'm using your words when I watch this now. It's like what you say about Love Island. They're all just a bunch of fucking dildos, aren't they? Every single person in this fucking show is just a fucking vibrator. They're absolute wankers.
To be fair, I think those are your words. Mine's usually, they're a bunch of narcissists.
Yeah, it's just fucking the cheapest, nastiest fucking dildo you can find. They're all just fucking dickheads. And I think I watch him, and Amber's like, he said something about, I've got something in my pocket. I was like, what is this? Oh, Dave, I've gone off. What about
smuggling pennies? I think.
Smuggling pennies. Oh, it was fucking rubbish. And she's like, oh my god, you're excited. Someone's like, oh,
come on, man, it's young love.
It's not Dave.
Each other. Come on.
No, I'm not buying it. What about, actually, I forgot to mention this in yesterday's show. Kenny and Kelly, so boring. I'm just flick to him quickly. When he went to her, shall we play the shoulder game? And she went, what's the shoulder game? And he went, 1, 2, 3. And then 4 puts his arm round. I was like, oh my God, what is this shit you are peddling to me, you wanker? I'm not even going to attempt that voice because it sounded like some fucking sex fucking offender yesterday, didn't it?
You absolutely did. I was editing that back and I was crying. You could not have sounded more like a pedo if you tried. What was it you said though?
I don't know, but it was shit.
Thanks for listening.
You want to see my puppies? Yeah, it's fucking not good, Dave. That's all. And you said plates for Sam that we were in bed last night and I played it. She was fucking pissing herself. I was like, oh, fuck off you as well. That nearly escalated into an argument, Dave, actually. Now I just said that. But, yeah. But anyway, let's move on very quickly. So we get the sickly. Cameron and Lauren are together now. And it's quite an important point that she made about... and I know it's a difficult situation, but the fact that they're an interracial relationship, they're a couple, they're engaged, they're going to get married. And I think she was more worried about what the reaction and fallout's going to be. And I'm sad. It's so sad in this day and age that even talking about something like that. But I think as a couple, they're set now. I can't, I'd be amazed if they don't at least get to the end of the show. I can't see at the moment any cracks in what's going on. And I hope that we need at least one of them to get married, otherwise this fucking experiment has not worked, has it? Fucking hell.
I'm assuming at least one has, if they've commissioned the second season. Or otherwise, it's just all a bit of a crap experiment, isn't it? But
yeah,
I agree. I think they are a nice couple. I think they get on. You can tell they've got the gooey eyes, even though I'm still not convinced that Cameron's not a serial killer. It's just a shame, but it's very practical. I don't really have any qualms about them two together, but ultimately, in the outside world, there is still prejudice about interracial couples. So I like the fact, though, they're not necessarily discussing it that much. More sort of discussing it with the camera, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it's. Unfortunately, you can't ignore the outside world. So they need to have that discussion and make sure that they're strong enough for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good subject to bring up, to be honest, and a bit more of real life than the fucking nonsense that we'd watched before then. You know what I mean? But yeah. I just hope it works out for him. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean that sincerely. I really do. I think they're boring to see on the TV, but as a couple, they seem sweet. They seem loved up. They're engaged, everything. So fair fucks to them, Dave, if it all comes through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think now? We're halfway through. Obviously, I know we've got hindsight, and we've both said this. Everyone's been great with us. We've even got thingy on, haven't we? Brent's Love Isles has actually been. Ed has been watching the show now. He's binging it to catch up because we're doing.
I thought Ed said he's. So Ed is he's binging our podcast, but I think from his tweet he's watched it.
Oh, has he watched it? Right.
Because he said he didn't want to spoil it for us.
Oh, right. Sorry, that's what I was going to get to. Actually, sorry. Is a thank you to everybody because nobody has actually ruined anything to do with the show for us, which is great. And funny enough, we've actually had an email, Dave, haven't we, from one of our good friends?
Yeah.
So it's from Lorraine. And I think Lorraine had sent some in for the Love Island stuff. So thank you, Lorraine. And basically, it's entitled, Mark is Lord Farquhar. Hi, guys. I was so happy to see that you're back. I loved every minute of your hilarious breakdown of Love Island. I wasn't going to watch Love is Blind, but changed my mind when I saw you were back and critiquing the show with your quick wit and humour. I have to share with you that when I see Mark, he reminds me of Lord Farquhar from Shrek. Now, there's a picture of him. Anyone wants to have a look online? He doesn't have
We're
look
going
like
to have to tweet that. We're going to have to
We'll
tweet
have
that
to.
because it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
I think I might do that actually when I tag the show today, Dave. I have attached the collage so you can see the similarities, and she's done a great picture. So I think we're going to nick that for Twitter, Lorraine. Thank you. Keep up the great work as you both are a breath of fresh air, Lorraine. So thank you, Lorraine. And like Lorraine, we say every episode, get the emails coming in, guys, if you've watched Love is Blind. And don't spoil it for us, but let's get the discussion going. So we absolutely love it. And it's always the Love Island Cast at gmail.com and on Twitter at Love Island Cast. So absolutely mega.
I tell you what, though, Chris, of all the comparisons and saying people look like other people, that nails it more than anything else. That wins the award. He is like everything about Mark is Lord Farquhar, and it's brilliant. I love it. And just imagine him sort of jumping up onto the throne and stuff.
No, I totally agree. Now, Dave, I think I'll just throw this out there, only a quick one. Predictions halfway through. Who's going to get married? Who's not? So if you want to go for couple by couple, so let's start with Cameron and Lauren. Go on.
I was going to say I'll go first. Jessica and Mark?
Yeah.
No.
I would say no.
Who else did you say?
Cameron and Lauren?
Yes.
Okay. Kelly and Kenny?
Yes.
I'm going yes as well with that. Giannina and Damien?
No.
I'm going to say yes because I think they're talking a lot more. They might iron it out. So I'm going to say yes for now. Obviously, subject to change. Let me cover myself there. And finally, Amber and Barnett.
Yeah. I mean, no question. 100%.
I'm saying no. I don't like Barnett either, so fucking both, Dave. So
I don't think that's how it works, but okay. They are so over each other, or not over each other, all over each other. I just can't see, unless, the only thing that will destabilize them is if Jessica keeps scratching away at the scab. But it's not like, on Love Island, you can see, maybe someone's coupled up with someone because, they're 60% with one person, but they're still, 40% or maybe, 20% this one, 20% that one. Barnett is 100% all over Amber and vice versa. So I don't see if Jessica keeps making her drunken plays, I think all it's going to do, it's going to convince Barnett more that he's made the right call. So that's why I'm so certain about them too.
No, good point, Dave. Good point. I'm going to memory bank all these and we'll see at the end of episode 10. So, Dave, great episode. Thank you again for doing this. Fucking love it. And I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
See you tomorrow.